Hey y'all, it's Jen. Welcome back. I'm going to be working on the next set of sewing pattern tissue paper projects for junk journals that I've been working on. I have 2 floating pockets, a small pocket, and 2 envelopes, and I've been digging through my stash of buttons and choosing some buttons to use on these. And then I also have some netting. This is nylon netting. I probably got this buying vegetables. I tend to save all of that netting. And I have this sheer fabric that I got off of something, harvested it off of something else. And back with that piece of black curtain again, which I don't use on this particular part of these projects again. So I grabbed that sheer material and I thought that I was going to do some little layered snippets with it. But after I started cutting squares off of it and stretching and playing around with those squares, I came up with a different idea. Now this material did stretch quite a bit, so I'm sure it has a high lycra or nylon content in it. And I started messing with it and I thought, oh, that'd be a cute little beginning layer of an embellishment. And I kept playing with it and ended up creating a bow. And so I thought, okay, well, let's make bows. So here I'm trying to decide how I want the bows to look. Now let's put a button in the center of it. Kind of like that. Kind of cute. I think I'm going to go with this idea. So to hold my bow in shape, I have some string over here on the side, and I'm just going to cut some string. And I'm going to wrap that around the center of the twist that I made a couple of times. And then I'm going to tie it into a knot. Now I left the strings long on purpose because I'm going to put those strings through that button. It's fiddly. I struggle with fiddly things, but it's worth it in the end. Now I'm going to take those strings and thread them through this button, and I want them to look crisscrossed, and I want the strings to end up coming out the front side of that button. And once I get that done, I'm going to tie those strings in a knot. And I'm going to leave those strings hanging down off of the front of that button as part of the decoration. And I decide I like it, and I'm going to do that with the other envelope too. At this point, I decided to just work on the 2 envelopes and then work on the other 3 pieces later. And I decided I'm going to use some of this netting. I like the way it looks, so I'm going to put it underneath the bow. And I decide, yep, I do like that. So I'm just going to cut a piece off to fit on the envelope. So I decide I like the way this looks, and I scoot everything else out of the way so that I can just work on the 2 envelopes. And this is what I have right now. Okay, I think everybody's gone to bed. I've been working on getting all the little buttons tied and all the little bows made, which is just, it's busy work, it's time consuming, but it's part of the process. Now, I have yet to locate my glue gun. I have 2 mini glue guns, and in all my shuffling around of storage buildings and closets and blah blah, I can't find them. So I probably put them somewhere safe, so I knew exactly where they were. I still have quite a bit of stuff to go through, guys, quite a bit more de-stashing, but I am enjoying crafting right now. So I'm looking at these and I'm like, I want to do something else on them. So I have some Stays On ink in black. And I picked out some stamps. And I have a calendar from last year that I've been stealing the pages off of to do things like this, where I don't get Stays On ink on my desk. And I do want to shorten these little strings a little bit. I have, this is a stamp set by Hero Arts from 2004. And I think I want to use these. So let's see if I can stamp these envelopes. I can. That's kind of stinking cute. Do I want another one? I don't think I do. That gives it another little something. Okay. Oops. I don't like how that one came out. Okay, so I'll do some more stamping on the other ones as I'm working on them. Get my stamp off here. I like that. Yep. I think I'm gonna add one more in this blank space here. I have another glue that I could use to glue these buttons down, but being that they're going to be open and closed and open and closed, I would rather use hot glue than 3-in-1 or uh, this glue. They're cute stamped. So you can stamp on these with Stays On ink. I have this one. Just want to make sure it's not eating through the paper. It's not. This one takes a while to dry. Where hot glue is pretty instant. Okay. There's that one. I may run an extra stitch across the sides. In fact, I think I will, to better grab this. So I'll just run a stitch, a zigzag stitch down the sides of these again, just to catch the edge of this netting. And I'll do the same thing with this one. See, this is why I don't like using these glues. It's ridiculous. You waste so much product fighting with the bottle. I don't know, everybody says add acetone. Well, it doesn't seem to help me. And this, I don't like the smell. Just strong smell. This is one that Dollar Tree carries. think it just needs to dry. Okay. So these two are done. So I will continue on sort of just doing the tying and things like that, and then I'll be back to show you the next part. Thanks for watching, y'all.